American shirt all the time. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's the right time. I used to wear my Cyberpunk shirt like all the time. I was like, let me change it up. Let me go back. I got this in LA. We did a podcast with some people there. In the same spot where I bought the shirts where I met those people. It's just like an old shirt. I haven't worn this in a while. But yeah, we're here. We're back at it. Doing our little podcast. As always, always talking about game dev, AI. Well, now AI is like blending with everything. I feel like anything you do now is just like,
Everything is
yeah,
AI.
everything's AI.
It's funny because like when I joined my current job, we used to say that every company nowadays is a software company.
Mm-hmm.
Now every company is an AI
AI company.
company.
I mean, it makes sense because when you study AI, you're basically just studying like how things learn over time. And then,
Yeah.
well, we build a tool that can learn and it can do things better than we can. And then we just deploy the tool. Like, it's gonna definitely be in everything. And then everybody hates it. And I'm like, I get it. Like, I get why you hate it, but then like also, it's like doing things that humans do too. Like when it's like, oh, I don't like all this crap that people are like, all this AI slop, and I'm like, there was also like human slop, and you weren't mad about it.
Yeah, but humans love it's weird because like I don't know.
It's from humans, yeah. But I guess when I say
Yeah,
human slop,
you
I mean like
expect
asset
people,
flips,
huh?
like when people make something for disingenuous reasons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This reminds me of another thing that happened the past few weeks that was huge. But yeah,
All right, let's dive in.
yeah. Actually, so one of the reasons I wanted to have this episode today. So last week, Play the Spire 2 came out. Uh, quite interesting.
Yeah, how is it?
I've been it's great. It's Play the Spire 1, but they balanced some new things. They added a lot of stuff. But I like that it's basically the same game. But they changed the engines as well. It was built in Unity. Now they're using Godot. But generally speaking, it's the same game.
Yeah,
But I like the things that they changed. So like, I think they listened to a lot of feedback. I even saw, I noticed, and I saw someone else commenting on this. The original game has a lot of mods, right? Because it came out on PC. They actually implemented a lot of things that were just mods. I'm not sure like if they did it one to one, but I recognize like some of the features.
that's really
I've seen
cool. So they took
people
features people made and
yeah,
actually implemented them.
exactly.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if they like ate or them or something, but um so they added like two is it two new characters? Yeah, two new characters that are like completely different. They have brand new mechanics and all that. So the game feels like fresh. I really like what they did with the the old characters as well. Like they kept their essence, but they added more things that you can do, or they fixed some mechanics that were harder to make work because of certain aspects of the character, either because you didn't have enough cards, so you couldn't consistently get into it, or one interesting one is with the silent characters. So in the original game, it has a mechanic where you have some cards that like discard cards when you play them, right? Maybe I'll draw some cards, discard a card, whatever, right?
Yeah,
Or discard your hand, draw a whole new hand. And then you had cards that would trigger and basically activate when you discarded them. And you could only use them when you discarded them.
interesting.
So they were super inconsistent because like you would draw them and no way to discard them. So it was very hard to get into that deck.
Mm.
Because you had to either pick a lot of discard early and then go for the payoff later, or you get the payoffs and they're dead cards, right? What they did was they
Yeah, that kind
made
of
those
sucks.
cards have a cost.
They have a what?
So if you don't discard them, you can just play them for like they're overcosted, but you can play them.
Oh, that's really cool. So they just cost like double or triple the amount.
Yeah, so they cost a lot more than a card with that effect would, right?
Yeah.
Some are like it's just to have a cost, to be honest. probably a bit because of the change they made to the engine as well. Like there's a card that says when you discard it, you gain one energy, right? Energy is your mana. It costs three energy to play. Like it doesn't do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you happen to have something that lets you play a card for free or whatever, you can still play it. It interacts with that. You have synergies with like cards that cost more than a certain amount, maybe like double it or whatever. And they keyworded it. So now like they could add it to other stuff. So like there are cards that turn other cards you have into that. So and there's a relic that says, oh, when you use a skill, it gains this mechanic. It's interesting that they reiterated over the whole, basically the whole game, uh,
Yeah.
even though they're the same characters. But one thing that they did was they changed like 99% of the enemies, right? I've seen like one or two enemies from the original.
Mm-hmm.
So the downside is, of course, it's in like alpha, right? Or beta or whatever they're calling it. It's like pre-release. I didn't play the alpha on the original, so I don't know how much they changed
True. They might have
outside of
changed a
like,
lot.
yeah, outside of like
So
seeing videos and things like that. I don't know how much it's likely to change now. I have one. Oh, part of the way you interact with the game, right, is based on what you know you will encounter, especially for those like roguelike games, right? You're making decisions early because, oh, I need to have more damage because otherwise, like, there's this elite on like the third act of the game that needs me to kill it really fast or it just kills me, something like that, right? Not knowing all of them, I kind of know them now, but like not knowing what you need, especially in Act One, makes the game a lot harder. Because
yeah.
on the original, like
Mm-hmm.
the strategy basically is get a lot of attack early, because the first act punishes you really hard,
How does it
especially on the
punish you?
higher
Just
difficulties.
take away your
If
mana.
you know, so like there's a one of the elite gets stronger when you play a skill, so you want to have more attack, and then it just hits you for a lot of damage, so you
Okay.
want to kill it faster.
Yeah.
Uh, that's on Ascension 20 though. That's like the highest difficulty.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets like that on, I think, 17. When they on level 17 it changes the move set of the enemies. So there's that as well. Like I'm not on that level yet. I'm on Ascension 5 right now. It's gonna take a while to get there. I got to Ascension 20 with all characters like on PC and mobile on the original game, so I
That's
played it a lot.
crazy. You get cracked like I'd
And
get
then
cracked on
like,
Space Marines.
yeah, then I beat the game on Ascension 20 with all characters. Heartbreaker. So like there's a secret,
Can you
quote
beat the
unquote
game without getting
secret.
Ascension 20?
But yeah, yeah. So basically, it's just difficulty levels, right? So
Hmm.
it adds modifiers to your kind of modifiers. Like
Yeah.
first one is like there are more elite. Technically, the first level is easier than the previous one because you want to kill elites because they drop relics. But still, then it starts getting harder. Like you start damage, you start with a curse in your deck. Then you have things like harder move sets, less potions. You get less money. Things are more expensive. Then the last one is like double boss at the end. Session 20 is super hard. You need to think about everything you're gonna face throughout the run.
Wow.
But it's a
That's a
ton of
lot.
fun. Like
It's
if you are locked in, it's a ton of fun.
yeah, it's probably really
Uh,
rewarding because you're like thinking of all these things, and if you get it right and win, you're like, damn, I really know what I'm doing. I'm pretty smart.
yeah, and it's like you need to. That's something I kind of got better at it after playing Dark Souls, to be honest. Like the whole series, which is like just expect to die, just you like trust the process, right?
Yeah, you want to like
You're
you don't
supposed to.
want to
You
die,
you
but
will
like
die sometime.
yeah, if you're not dying,
Yeah.
like you're doing something wrong. You're not learning. You're not going out there and
And
exploring.
like Ascension 20, like Heartbreaker, which is you get the keys during the run, which means you need to do some different things like skip a rest, skip a chest, and then kill the super elite. All of those like make it even harder, and then you get two extra bosses. Yeah, that's like heartbreaker, and the heart is like ridiculously hard. Like it has a mechanic where whenever you use a cord, you take damage. When it has a maximum amount of damage can take per turn, so you don't get to go infinite and just kill it
Hmm.
because it was made after the game came out, right? The last thing that they made was because Ascension used to go to level 15. They made 16 to 20 and added the heart at the end. And that's the everything that you learned because like you get a lot of ridiculous infinite because you get like there's a combo which they took out of the game because it was
Oh, come on.
ridiculously
Wait, like an
broken.
insane amount of damage?
So the combo was you had a relic that said when you use a skill, when you exhaust something, you get a random card,
Okay.
and then you have a power that says all your skills are free, but they exhaust. You just keep getting a bunch of random cards, and all the skills you get to use for free every turn, and like there's more synergy, right? There are powers that you can block when you exhaust something, like all that synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it used to be a an uncommon power as well. They turned it into a rare, and then they took it out of the game.
Man, that sucks.
It was broken. It was basically
Yeah, they found the broken mechanic and they just
auto
went on it.
win, like instant win every time. Like it's impossible to lose with that, even with the heart. Like it's that level of broken.
Yeah.
Um, the issue with the heart kill as well is like only a few strategies can actually do it. Like that's something I think they did really well with the sequel. Like made they made new things, and a lot of the things that weren't as supported got some nice support. I noticed one interesting thing that they did as well. I noticed two cards that were changed.
Mm-hmm.
There might have been more, but like two cards that were drastically changed, and they they um they would they made two like they were auto includes in every deck. Like if you saw it, you would pick it.
Yeah.
One of them was buffed like about a year after the game came out on the
Okay.
original as well. It was very simple. It was like a skill that would give you three shivs, and
Three
a shiv
shifts?
deals 4 damage. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a shiv deals 4 damage, cost 0, exhaust. So it's basically 1 mana, deal 12 damage. Right? Your regular attacks deal 6 for 1 mana, so it's like double damage. Right? Then you have all the shiv synergies. You have powers that increase their damage. You have things that trigger when you use more cards or when you attack more. Uh, and that used to give you two shivs originally, and it fucked. No one picked it. They buffed it to 3, and then it became like auto include. And then eventually, what they did, especially because a lot of the synergies are like when you use 3 attacks in a turn, gain something. Was instant. You get 3 attacks, you get all the synergy for like everything basically, and you could get like scaling, and all those synergies were scaling synergies as well, like increase your damage over time and things like that. And it was a common card, so you saw like 3 or 4 during a run. You could always reliably get it. And like they changed that to be an exhaust, so like you lose it for that combat after you use it. But they made a card that is basically the same card, but it costs 1 more. But every time you use it, it costs less. So it's worse in shorter fight, but it's
Mm-hmm.
better over time because it becomes free after 2 uses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that and it's an uncommon, so you see it like once or twice a run instead. But
That's really cool. Dude, I really like the sound of
So
this.
they found a balance there.
Mm.
And then the silent is my favorite character
Who's your
because I
favorite?
really like the silent.
The
I
sound.
really like the shiv mechanic because it's usually a deck where you're using like 10, 12 cards a turn. So you're doing a lot of stuff. And then you get all the synergies of like when you use three attack every time you use three attack, gain one strength, gain one dexterity, or gain block or deal some damage, right? All of those synergies work really well with the silence. And then you, you go through like your deck once or twice, and then your blocks that are originally giving you 5 block, they're like defend is the name of the basic card. They're giving you like 12, right? But you get scaling, and you need to scale, especially on higher difficulties. You need to scale, and you need to scale fast early. Uh, you can beat like the base difficulty with no scaling. You can't beat like even Ascension 4 or 5 without scaling, right? And that's one thing I liked with the new characters as well, because like they made the two new characters are completely different, which is quite nice because the two original characters are the Ironclad and the Silent. They have no additional mechanics. Like it's only things on the cards, right? Oh, the Silent has cards that say discard or cards that apply poison, right?
Yeah.
The poison
Wait,
deck
so
I
some of
haven't
the
made
characters
work.
have like special abilities or attributes? Just not them.
So all of them have a base relic, but the other characters have additional mechanics on top of their base relic. Well, their base relic introduces an additional mechanic.
Hmm.
So the first character that had that is the defect. It has orbs that you like. You what do they call it something like you cast the orb, right? That orb has an effect every turn. Like you have lightning that deals 3 damage to a random enemy. You have ice that gives you some block. They added a new orb as well, which is works completely different from the other orbs, which is fun.
Yeah.
Uh, they called it glass. It deals some AOE damage every turn, but the damage goes down every turn as well. But
It goes down,
glass,
damn.
right? It pops after a while. So that's quite a was quite interesting. And then, but the new characters like they have one where you have a summon. So you summon like an undead hand. Like every turn, it gets more health and it absorbs the damage. So as long as you block, it doesn't lose health, and there are cards that like it to have more health. Like there's an attack that deals its max, its current HP plus a base amount, right? And then you start seeing some interesting things, like they follow the mechanics to uh, its final consequences. Like, what's the consequence of you having a summon? Like you have a strength mechanic, right, which increases the damage of your attacks, but you're not attacking; it's your summon attack.
Hmm.
So your strength doesn't affect it. And what they did was they made cards that give you a benefit but reduce your strength. So you get negative strength.
Oh my
But if you have
goodness.
a deck where your summon is attacking, that doesn't matter.
That's
There's
kind of
a
crazy.
there, there's a skill that like takes uh I think it gives you -2 strength and then deals -2 to an enemy as well.
Oh, that's
Or
pretty good.
shared
So
fate,
you
I
guys are
think the
both
name.
like weaker.
Yeah. But then like it's very strong against enemies with multi attacks, right? Because if you're attacking for 12 and you get -2 strength, now you're attacking for 10. But if you're attacking for 6 times 2, or 2 times 6, I never remember what's the order it uses. I think the first one is the number of attacks, and the second one is the amount. It reduces the amount of damage, right? So
So damn. So if it does
a
six
6 times
attacks for
2
two,
becomes
it's
a 4 times 2.
no, okay.
There are enemies that do like 3 times 7.
Damn.
And then you do -2. Instead of it doing 21, it's attacking for 7. It's super strong.
Yeah, it's broken.
So it's a completely different deck, and it also has another mechanic which is reasonably similar to poison. So the way poison works for the silent is how you would expect poison to work. It
Yeah.
has a number, it deals that much damage at the end of the turn, it goes down by 1. It's quite straightforward. Basic skill like deal 6 poison, deal 6 damage this turn, 5 damage next turn, 4 damage the following turn, and so on. The nice thing is you can stack it up and then becomes exponential. Not very strong. They did remove a card that people liked, and it was a big noob trap that like doubled the poison on an enemy. Overkill,
Yeah, it's still too
pretty
much.
much.
But hey, you want to win, right? Do the most damage you can.
But they made, yeah, but with the new character, like they created this new mechanic. They called it Doom,
What does it do?
and Doom does nothing.
Oh,
It just
what?
applies a debuff with a number to the enemy. They die at the end of their turn if they have less health than their Doom.
Oh,
We could have
oh,
a
that's
deck,
pretty broken.
theoretically, that
Yeah,
doesn't do any damage. You just apply Doom and block. That's probably going to be very weak on like higher ascension because you need to kill things fast. You
yeah,
can apply a lot of Doom. The deck where you have all the synergies with your summon attacking is a lot of fun because you have things that like get them back to your hand and then you can reuse them, or there's an attack that attacks an extra time for every time your summon attack. So if you have a bunch of those, you can attack like 4 or 5 times and then you hit them for five more hits, things like that. So was an interesting character. But the other one is like crazy because it has two main mechanics on top of like regular cards. So it has a separate kind of mana system. So you have the base mana, and it has stars. Right? Your mana resets every turn, like most modern card games.
yeah.
These stars, though, they don't. So you have cards that give you stars, and you have cards that use stars. You
Okay.
have cards that are quote unquote free, but require like 4 stars to use and deal a bunch of damage, right? Or apply status effects. So you have a deck where you're just using a bunch of cards that give you stars
Hmm.
really fast and cards that consume those stars. It works really well. Like it's very intuitive because like you just run out of it. You have a lot of cards that cost 0, so like there are powers that interact with that. I got a relic that your fifth card every turn was free, and that does count the stars. So what I would do is I had a bunch of things that cost 0 that were reasonably weak, and like I had a card that dealt a bunch of damage but required 7 stars, which is very hard to get to fast, right? I would just use a bunch of cards and then kill everyone with that thing because it dealt 7 damage 7 times to everyone. So it was quite an interesting thing. And then they also added another mechanic, like kind of another deck that you can go into. Well, it has two others technically, but one of them is like just creating cards during combat. There are some relics that interact that like give you power or something like that when you create a card in combat. So uh, it's very random. So you get a bunch of things happening. So it's quite a fun character to play. It is my favorite character actually right now, even more than the Silent, which is funny. But
I'm glad you're enjoying
the
it.
other mechanic is like it has a big sword, and you summon the sword, and you have a bunch of cards that just increase the damage of the sword, and it stays in your hand.
Okay.
But then when you use it, it goes back into your deck, right? So the idea is you use a bunch of those cards that increase the damage of the sword until you're satisfied and you just hit something. Then, of course, there are
So you
additional
can really
synergies
get it
like,
like
oh, it hits
powerful
an
when it
extra
hit.
time.
Is it
Yeah,
like one
exactly.
person attack or is it multi? Is it area attack?
So there is a power that makes it an area attack,
That'd be
right?
crazy.
But by
Power it up
default,
and
it's
then
just a
hit everyone.
single target.
Mm-hmm.
And there's and it added a lot of design space. Like there's a card that's called like Summon Forth, and it
Something.
just adds it back to your hand.
Oh, that's
Right.
sick.
So you use the sword, like 2 turns later, you draw this thing, you use it, and you get to use the sword again. It also increases the damage. I think it's like 7.
That's pretty
So
cool. I like that. So you
it
thought it
takes
was
two
gone, it's
warded a
back.
lot of things.
Attack
It
him
was
with.
quite interesting. One thing I liked as well is that they changed like the way transitioning between the acts in the game works. Before you would get to the end of your, you would kill the boss, you get a card reward and a relic reward, right? You pick the relic, and then you pick the card. You get three options for a relic. They changed it. You just get a relic, but the relic, the boss relics used to have downsides, right? So it was like you get an extra energy, but your enemy have more strength, or you can't gain gold, or most of them were energy relics. Uh, what they did now is instead you just get a rare relic, and then at the start of the next act, after you see the path you're taking, you get like three or four options. I think it's three, and it's things like you get this relic that has some downside, or well, they're all like in the game they're relics, but like a lot of them just do something uh, at that point in time. A lot of them are like replace one of your base cards with an upgraded version, and it's like super powerful and it's very rare. Then it's like just a single card, right? But with this guy, one of the her base cards like cost zero and applies choose status effects and deals some damage to a single enemy. I got the upgraded version, and it's like deals double the damage, still cost zero, zero plus like 3 stars, right? Cost 2 stars actually. Twice
Yep.
as much
Okay.
status effect, all enemies. So like super powerful, but you
Yeah.
need to go through an event and like you get it instead of something else. But there's a lot of trade-offs when you're in there, and it's nice that you get to see the act ahead as well. Especially when you get a little bit better, you start thinking about which boss am I facing? What do I need to kill that? Right. Uh, One thing I found, it might be because I was used to play like higher ascension, and now I'm climbing up. You need to beat the previous level to unlock the next one. I'm finding the final bosses quite easy. Like I've died to a final boss like one,
That's kind
and I
of
would die
odd.
to the final boss all the time
Yeah.
on the
You think
base
maybe
game.
the final bosses
But
aren't really like the
it
final
is.
bosses, like they're secret bosses? Or they're just
So
too good?
I'm assuming that 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 they will get harder move sets
Mm.
as you get higher in ascension,
Yeah, it makes sense.
and that they will uh that there will be a secret like boss at the end after you beat them, and you have to do something during the run to unlock it. Right? That's how it worked in the original game. Another thing that but that the thing I noticed, so which makes Ascension 20 the hardest difficulty, is the double boss thing. You know at the start of an act the boss you're facing, right? That means, especially on the original game where each boss kind of works in a completely different way, uh, you need different things to beat different bosses. So, like, there are three bosses in the original game for Act 3. You have a boss that has two phases. On phase one, until it dies, it gains strength whenever you use a power. If you are relying on powers, you're gonna have a bad time. So you have a whole act to kind of adjust your deck to kind of face that. You have another one that every 12 cards you use, it ends your turn and takes over. And that, like, over, it's not on the same turn. Like, it counts up to 12, get strength and so on. Then the other boss, what's the other boss? Oh, yeah. The other one is just it's two bosses.
Hmm.
And one of them every turn gives them strength, and the other one every turn gives them uh, block, and then they alternate. One of them attacks, the other one buffs the other, so you kill the one that gives strength, because that scales way too fast and kills you, and then you kill the other one. But the issue with Ascension 20 is you get double boss. You only know the first boss. So
Dang.
the second one,
You have
you're
no idea
hoping
what's
it's
gonna be.
not Timekeeper. It's always like that. You're hoping it's not Timekeeper, so it doesn't kill you when you play your 12th card. Right. I didn't feel that with this game, and it could easily be just difficulty level. I'm not up there yet,
Hmm.
so I don't see the need for anything special when I get to
So you
those
think,
bosses. Like it's just damage.
yeah, is it easier than the
They have
first
fun
game?
mechanics.
You think they made it more accessible for everyone?
I'll know in about a month when I get to Ascension 20. It's hard. You can't compare. Like I'm on 5, there are 20 levels.
Yeah, true.
It's probably gonna be much harder, right? Especially because the harder Ascensions they introduce harder movesets, which means the enemies hit harder and faster.
Hmm.
So like an example from the first game, like the annoying elite that starts gaining strength when you use skills. That basically means you don't pick skills on the first 4 or 5 floors. On Ascension 1, or I think it's below 5 or something like that. I don't remember when it flips. It turns that on the first one. It hits you for a little bit on the second turn. Then on the third turn, it hits you for a bit and applies vulnerable. Vulnerable makes you take 50% more damage. Right. And then it starts hitting
Dang.
you super hard.
Yeah.
On
Crazy.
higher difficulties, it
Hmm.
applies vulnerable the second turn. So it just goes turn the thing on. Now you're vulnerable. Hit you, hit you, hit you. And it's hitting you for like 24, 30. So it's 24 base, I think. 24, like add 50% on top. It's
Oh
hitting
my
you for
god.
36.
Yeah.
That's half your health. And you cannot use skills, and skills are the way you block.
That's broken. So once it's coming, you just can't block
It,
it. You're done.
it's very hard. So it's a lot easier with the ironclad because you have attacks that give you block
That's cool.
uh, as common. The silent has attacks that give you block, but it's an uncommon. But when you get it, it's very good on Act One. Uh, but I like that they kind of redid the game, but not really. So that was fun.
That's
Uh,
good though, because
I,
like it's still familiar. You know what you're doing, and it's the game you wanted to play.
exactly. Like
If you change it too much, it's like, is this the
exactly.
game I wanted?
I think they changed just enough,
Hmm.
and I think it's at a very good level. A lot of it was clearly based on, uh, well, seeing what the modding community did, what people wanted to do. Like they added a lot of new events, which is quite interesting as well. That's something I really liking, not knowing what the events do.
Hmm.
Because when you know everything, because I got to a point where I know all the events, I know all the cards, I know all the relics, I know what to pick and whatnot.
Yeah, so that kind of gets boring because then you like you know what you're doing.
It gets repetitive. Yeah, I stopped playing it on my phone on flight. That was my go-to game when I was flying,
Yeah,
and I've been playing Balatro right for the past year.
Balatro.
But now it's not on mobile yet, so I don't get to do this. But I really want to play it on mobile when it comes out because it's gonna be nice to be able to explore with it. The new events are quite interesting because they added they added new mechanics on the events as well. Before it was like take some damage, get a card, maybe get a curse. It, the new mechanics, like they created a thing where you get a card, but the card is like a status card, not really a curse. Like it will eventually be something you can trade in for something on next act. You have something in your deck that does nothing, so your draw it's a dead draw for like a few floors, right? But then you trade it in for like a bunch of gold or for a new card or things like that. There was a way to a way to introduce something that you can do uh, with your game, right?
Hmm.
Without
Yeah.
having to become something completely new. It uses all the same mechanics, but it not really, right? So
Yeah, like it's
it
kind
was
of
a lot
inspired.
of fun in that case. Yeah, it could easily be a mod. Like it's a sequel that could have been a mod, which is interesting.
It is pretty interesting because you said they
Uh,
pretty much added all the mods, like but their own. They made it
yeah,
themselves.
yeah. They added multiplayer as well. I know multiplayer is a bit unbalanced, but again, like people are playing early Ascension. They're not on high difficulty right now. Like the game came out a week ago. So we'll see how it goes when we get to people playing multiplayer on higher ascensions. Because multiplayer basically is you play, everyone plays their own act, and then you fight together at the end against the boss. That's what I hear. I haven't tried it. I just read it. But at the same time, like against bosses, then I think they kind of did it this way so you couldn't just focus on cooperation, right? You had to have a self-sufficient deck. Because the multiplayer you had with mods for the original game, which I no idea how they managed to do that, because like the game is single player. How do you make it multiplayer? Um, but
Yeah, I don't have.
it was like people made versus mode for Balatro as well recently, right? Where it's oh you play your you call it antis, right? Yeah, you play the anti, and then at the end, like whoever gets the most points at the boss, well, whoever gets the least points loses a life, and you have like 3 lives, things like that. Um, it's interesting that they added multiplayer, cooperative multiplayer to the game. Uh, so that's something that I will be exploring in the future because it looks interesting. Right?
Yeah,
You
that's
get
so
to
cool.
build
I'm
your
looking at it
deck,
right now
and
on
you're like,
Steam. I like what I'm
it's
seeing.
so fun. Like it's it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's
Of all time, damn.
almost up there, almost up there with RuneScape.
What? No way.
Almost, and it's super cheap. It's like $15. Yeah, I paid it like 15.99 last week, something like that.
Looks like it's $25 now.
Makes sense. Yeah, I paid 15, 16 pounds, 17.99 actually. So yeah, should be
Yeah.
about $25.
Okay.
I r- can't recommend it enough, but I recommend playing the original as well.
That one's
But
only
at
six
the same
bucks.
time, yeah, it's the type of sequel where realistically you don't need the original. There's one thing that you have in the original that isn't on the sequel, outside of like enemies that they changed and things like that. It is the Watcher, and I'm pretty sure they'll add it in the end. The Watcher is harder to balance. Like it has this stance mechanic. Watcher, you can exemplify how broken the Watcher was by the win rate. So the top players on Ascension 20, they win like 20-25% of their runs. With the Watcher, they win 50%. Twice as good.
Interesting.
Because you have
Yeah.
this stance that you change stances with it. So you have cards that like apply basically a buff on you. And one of the stances does nothing, but when you exit it, you gain energy. And the other one makes you deal and take double damage. Basically, you want to get into this stance, attack a bunch of times, go back to the other one. Then when you get back to the one that makes you deal double damage, you gain extra energy and you can play more cards. But get too strong way too fast. And there's a third one that doesn't really like it comes up, but it's harder to get to. The other ones are quite common.
Hmm.
So the third stance makes you deal triple damage with no downside. But the ways to get to it are like you get a buff 10 times, or you use a card that says at the end of the turn you die. Like those are the
Yeah, I
ways
don't
to
like.
get
I,
there.
I don't want to die. I mean, unless I can win somehow. You
I
kill
mean,
everyone.
it's base card game. That's something people learned in the late 90s with Magic. Doesn't matter if your opponent has 7 cards in hand if they're dead.
It's true. You can have all the powerful cards, but if they die, they're not gonna use them. But also, like, you could use all those cards and then use that. Wait, is there a way to like use that death card and then use the other cards after that?
Yeah, no, yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
you
So
could
you
do like
enter
you have.
that stance and you deal three triple damage, and I think it draws 3 cards when you use it, something
Yeah.
like that.
So you're kind of risking it all, but you're hoping you'd win. So it's kind of
You're
the
dealing triple damage.
yeah, like
It's
you should
so
win.
much damage.
Hmm.
And then it has a random mechanic that only in one card that makes no sense, and it's the worst thing ever. It's a card that applies a debuff to an enemy, which is already a problem. Any strategy that relies on debuffs needs to be very consistent because there's a mechanic with a lot of enemies where they have this thing where they negate the first X number of debuffs you try to apply to them, which is actually something you can apply on yourself and avoid the debuff that kills you at the end of your turn with the thingy that
Goddamn.
gives you the vine then that they call it. Um, it's called artifact in the game. So there's that. But the issue is like it's a single card that applies this debuff. That's something they did well with Doom as well, because Doom is like used by a bunch of cards. There are cards that just say, if you gain Doom, do this. Or if you gain Doom this turn. The fun thing about Doom actually, something that it took me a few runs to realize. There's a free card that applies Doom to you and then like gives you energy, right?
Yeah.
One of the best cards ever. If you have 3 Doom, as long as you're at least 4 life, it doesn't do anything. And it interacts with everything that says if you apply Doom. So, like there's a card that just gives you block, and if you apply Doom, repeats it twice. Like it goes from 6, which is already more than your base defend,
Yeah. Which
to
is really good.
18, which is like
All that.
more block than you can get any turn at the start of your run, right? And you're just applying Doom to yourself because who cares?
Yeah, why
And
not?
there's a power that says when you gain Doom, gain 3 block or things like that, right? You get a lot of synergy with applying Doom to random stuff. Uh, there's a card that just costs 0, and you target an enemy, and whenever you use a card this turn, give that enemy 3 Doom, right? Doesn't do much, but then it interacts with everything that says when you debuff an enemy, deal damage, or but you have a lot of those small things that add up. When you get to like that getting a bunch of block from just playing the game is when you get the crazier runs. Always, the silent has a relic that literally says, when you play a card, gain 1 block. Right? That's one of the reasons I love it because you have that card, you have a bunch of things that cost 0 or that make a bunch of extra cards that cost 0 as well. You're casting a bajillion cards every turn, and then you, in the original game, you face the timekeeper. You can only use 12 cards a turn, and you're dead. Um, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, I've been having a ton of fun with the game, and I think that's a good way to go with the sequel. They waited a reasonable amount of time as well. And from the changes they made, I'm pretty sure that if they didn't decide to leave Unity, they would have just made it like a DLC, a cheap DLC or something like that. The reason it's a full-blown game is because like they built it from the ground up after the other one came out. Right? So yeah, I'm loving it right now, and it works in a. I think they explored the design space really well. Uh,
Sweet. I'm glad you really
you
liked it.
wanna Yeah, and the other thing I've been doing,
Oh yeah, this
I've been
yeah.
focusing on the. So usually, I in RuneScape, right? I'm playing a lot of like low intensity things like mining, hunting stuff, sailing, fishing. But I've been trying to, especially on weekends, do more focused content. And recently, I started getting into what's supposed to be the hardest thing in the game, which is called the Coliseum. And it's like a wave-based thing. You get a bunch of enemies coming and so on, right? And it made me think of gym, which is quite interesting. Which because like it hurts and it feels like it doesn't make sense a lot of the time. But if you do things as they're supposed to, just follow the instructions, because like there are some very unintuitive mechanics in RuneScape. Like damage is calculated when the projectile, not even when the projectile leaves the enemy, when they start the animation, damage has been calculated. That basically means you need to block the attacks before they happen. Uh, so there's a lot of strategy because like you
Yeah,
got a
you
lot
gotta
of different enemies spawning, and you need to alternate your blocks between different combat styles, right? Because every enemy is a different combat style, and that well, every most enemies. And there's an extra enemy that attacks 3 times in a row with 3 combat styles. The order is different, but you get to see it. So you need to basically align that with the other attack. And that when you get started, it doesn't make sense at all. You're panicking all the time. But then you trust the process, and that applies to so much. Just trust the process. Uh, if you look at the guides, it will say stand here, take a step out, because you're like hiding behind a pillar, right? So
Yeah.
stand in the middle of pillar, take a step out, spray against the thing in the back, then swap to the thing in the front. They'll be what's called optic, right? They're attacking at different times. Or if they have the same style, you stand on the corner, take a step up to the side. They see you at the same time. They attack at the same time. There's a lot of those like very small things. And then I learned a new one where
Hmm.
you have two in the back that have one style and the one in the front with a different style. You need to go like 3 steps back. Or I think it was the two in the front actually with a different style and the one with the back. Uh, well, the two in the front have the same style. The one in the back is a different
Okay.
one. You go a few steps back, so the one in the back takes you a little longer to see you. There's a lot of like of
Interesting.
that.
Yeah, finessing it.
The nice thing is like you're hiding behind the pillar. So basically, once you what they call solving the wave, so you get to go behind the pillar, deal with the spawn. There's like 3 guys that just attack you, and you have to deal with them while solving everything. You get to just take a breather, open the 5,000 page document with all the thoughts, and just see what you need to do. But a lot of it is just trusting the process. Like it took me about 2 weeks trying it to get to the final boss, and the final boss is just nerves. It's super easy, but it's just you do the thing and it dies. It has a ton of stuff happening at the same time. Like it attacks and you cannot block the attacks, so you need to dodge them. And every attack, uh, it has 2 types of attacks, and then those have 2 variants, and then every attack will have a different place you need to go to, so you don't take damage. Um, so it's basically drink some water, focus, and execute. And
Focus.
I
Yeah.
actually died to it twice this weekend,
You died to it
which is a
twice?
lot of fun
I
because
need
I
you to
never
focus.
got to it
No.
before. I just got to the final
Also,
boss
you've seen
now.
something new. So yeah, that explains why you died. You're gonna get it though.
There's 11 waves before the final. Right? Uh, so you need to focus and there's another uh, similar mini game in the game that people say is a lot easier, but or it's getting hard about on wave like 40 or 50. This one has 10 waves, right? It's the difference between having to take an hour and a half, focusing a bunch and dying at the end, or take 20 minutes and learn something new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
I'll do
reason
20
I did
minutes.
that one first. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of the techniques translate. Like the attack timers are different, but the enemies are different. But this one is a lot harder. Have the thing that switches attack styles that gets a lot harder. So the fun thing is I'm trusting the process. Like when I switch to the trust the process mentality, it just clicked. Like it's just working now. Like I'm getting to wave 10 and 11 consistently. Uh, I'm getting to 10 every time, and on
That's pretty
10 it
good.
gets a little
That's
bit
good. Yeah.
harder.
You found a good
Uh,
policy, man. You found a good strategy.
yeah. There's a massive like spike on wave 10. There's a massive on wave 5 as well. To get an extra enemy until like it condenses into a hard quote unquote harder enemy. And then it builds up again until 10. And on 10 you get an extra. So there's a reinforcement mechanic as well. So after some time, like new enemies spawn and you hide behind the pillar on waves 1 through 4, and then 7 through 9, it's just a single melee. You're behind the pillar, they can't hit you, right? On the other waves, you start getting a major. The major is a lot harder to deal with because then you're dealing with something else on the other side, and then this major 50% of the time will be in front and hitting you. Uh, and I recently got to a point where I can also deal with major, but it's crazy because a lot of it is indeed just trust the
Trust the
process.
process. Trust your strategy.
It's like learning something new. Just it, you're not gonna be good right away. And I think Dark Souls got me in a point where I can actually do that because I would have rage quit like 2 weeks ago. I probably died like 20, 25 times doing this thing, right?
Dark Souls is
In
special,
every
man.
run, it's like 20 to 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy how, of course, I'm still talking about games here, but if
Oh yeah,
we
this is all,
weren't
yeah, all
thinking
games,
about
all
a game,
mechanics, all
right?
strategy.
Uh, it teaches you not to give up.
Hmm.
Crazy how a game can do that to you.
Hey, I mean, people practice. They're not really playing in the game, the real, I guess, the real world, the real environment. They're in a simulated environment. So when you're playing games, you're kind of practicing in a simulated environment, and you're learning not to give up. So you're building skills so that when you face a tough problem in real life, you're like, sucks, but like, I'm not gonna give up. We keep trying to beat this problem. So like when people really love Dark Souls, I'm like, you guys, there's something to it. I think there's even some YouTube videos I haven't watched, but I saw the thumbnail and I was like,
Mhm.
Elden Ring got me closer to the Bible, or Elden Ring actually has Bible lessons, or Elden Ring taught
Or
me
help me
about
with
the Buddha
depression and
life is
things like that.
suffering. Yeah. And so it's like,
It's
dude,
crazy because it's true.
I bet. Did you watch that video?
I watched the one where, well, one of them where the guy
Yeah.
talks about
It's cool though how
Elden Ring
true it
helping
is.
with his depression. It's insane. It's insane how because it's all about learning to lose, and that's something I wasn't able to do. Like I didn't learn to lose when I was a kid.
Yeah. That's
It
why I
was
gave up on those games too, because I just
it's,
didn't want to keep losing.
you just get used to it, and it's just part of the game.
No, but
Sometimes
I
you just
like it
need to
now.
try a boss
Black Myth,
multiple times.
yeah, Black Myth Wukong is the one that finally like
Yeah.
solidified the deal. I know it's not a Dark Souls, but it's like pretty similar. It's just fighting tough bosses, and I
Uh,
really loved it. And I was like, okay, I think I can go back to Elden Ring and really enjoy it. I just need to do it slowly because I got carried in Elden Ring, and I got to the point where like
mhm.
I'm too under leveled, and so I'm not having
Yeah.
fun. So I gotta replay it from the beginning, or
Yeah,
just go back
that's
to the
how I
beginning.
started as well. It's crazy to think that my first actual boss encounter in Elden Ring, I just summoned someone and let them solo the boss.
Yeah, I took
Because
the
I
easy
got
way
to that
out.
random cave. So if
Took
you
the
go
easy way
left
out.
after you leave like the
The first
spawn and
area.
you go down to the beach, there's a cave down there,
Yeah,
and it has like it's two bosses as well. Like it was way too much for me. Like now I can probably do that with my
yeah, you got this.
well, not my eyes closed because I need to see the boss, but
There's
close
some
enough.
people who could do it. They like memorize the audio cues,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know how you do it. And then I've seen someone beat Elden Ring with just their mind. They connect those things to their head, and
Oh,
then it
oh,
connects it to commands. I was like, I can't. Like, what?
this reminds me of something I saw on YouTube Shorts. Someone was streaming. Who streams on YouTube Shorts? But anyway, someone was streaming Elden Ring, but they
Yeah.
weren't playing normally. Like they had a punching bag
Oh my god,
with buttons.
that's crazy to me. Yeah, yeah. Why not? Why don't you just make it even harder? Punching bag. I think I see some people play guitar or something. Like, what? I can't even beat it without
I've seen people play it
a
with
controller.
Guitar Hero controller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those people are special. I'm telling you, people. I mean, hey, if you have nothing else better to do and you want to achieve a goal, like you can do it. I think when I see all that, I'm like, the human mind's like, is capable of doing anything,
Yeah.
anything.
One fun thing as well. Uh, remember that I said that the last time I left home was last week on Friday,
Yeah, I
and I've
bet
been
that was
sick
tough.
ever
Like
since.
Elden Ring, you were like, I can't.
So
I
I went to an arcade on Friday.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Arcades are awesome
There's an
these days.
arcade pub in London. Well, there are multiple, but I went to one of them. They had the Guitar Hero 3 machines even.
Oh,
I
I
was
love
playing
that.
Guitar
They
Hero.
all do
I have my
nowadays. I'm
name on the
always jamming to it.
high scores there.
You have the
So
highest
fun.
score?
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, like third or fourth, but like
Wait, there's
top
always
10.
someone who's just like insane.
I mean, I was half drunk and
That's true. That's true. You're right.
getting
You're right.
used
We
to
gotta
it.
go. We
And
gotta
the
go
guitar
back and
didn't
show
have a
them.
strap, so I need to go back and I hadn't played Guitar Hero for almost a year now. On guitar more than a year. There's that. But yeah, it was a great experience, and not just the Guitar Hero machine, because like they have consoles for free there.
Oh, I love that when
They
you
have
can
a
just go play.
PS1, an
Mhm.
N64, Genesis, an SNES, and there might have been others that I didn't notice.
Yeah, they
But
usually
they
have the retro
have,
ones.
you know they had a Switch as well.
Hmm.
You know the Simpsons arcade game?
No, for some reason, all that came to my head was
There's a
Simpsons.
Simpsons arcade game.
I didn't realize it. I didn't think it's Simpsons Hot and Run or Hot, whatever. The
Hit and
one where
Run, I
they,
think.
yeah, that one. I want to play a lot when I was younger. That was a good one. But yeah, no, I haven't played the
I
arcade one.
never played that one. The arcade game is super fun. Like Maggie like gets the piece of plutonium and it's flying on a balloon, and you get to go after her.
Mm.
It's just a random beat 'em up. It's like, have you played Turtles in Time?
Yeah, the four-player co-op game where you guys go.
It's the same game, but
Oh no way. Okay.
You're Bart, Lisa, Homer, and Marge, and everyone has their a different attack. It's a lot of fun actually. It's very different. Like Lisa has a jumping rope, and you like hit people with the rope. Homer just punches people. Bart has a skateboard, and
This looks
Marge
awesome.
carries around a vacuum cleaner, and you hit people with the vacuum cleaner.
This is crazy. Yeah, you have
It's
the
a
yeah the
great game.
hammer. Wait, this is
It's
just
almost as crazy as the fact that Simpsons is still airing in 2026.
yeah. That I haven't
New,
watched a Simpson
quote unquote,
episode
new
in like
episode.
10 years.
It's always airing here in the UK, but it's always the old ones. Like when I'm leaving the gym, uh, they have a cafeteria, and the cafeteria just leaves Channel 4 and on one TV, and the BBC and the other. Channel 4 always airs like 2, 3 episodes of The Simpsons in the afternoons. But it's always the old ones. Like no one cares about the new Simpsons.
Yeah,
Like
I,
it I
I I
mean,
could really care
it
less.
had
I like it though. I
it
like
came back
Simpsons. Like
hard, came back super hard in the 2000s with the
the
movie.
movie. The
But
movie
at
was
the same
good.
time, no one watched that. Like people kind of watched that season, but no one watched the following seasons.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
sure how it's still there. It's like it's there because it's part of culture now. It's like,
Hmm.
how do you cancel The Simpsons?
Yeah, you can't cancel this. If you cancel Simpsons, something's wrong. But also, like, is he gonna keep going?
It's annoying. Like it should just end. Like it's never gonna get a proper ending as well.
But should it get an ending? What's the ending? They all
It
grow up.
should,
Like Bart is, the kids are all chilling in the house with their own families.
yeah, the characters should be allowed to grow up. Like the weird thing about The Simpsons is that it's always happening in the current day. So you have early 90s episodes where you have Homer in going to university in the 80s, or early 2000 episodes where he's like playing in a grunge band in college, right? And then you have episodes nowadays where Homer and Marge have cell phones in high school.
Yeah, right. They should do that. I think once they start getting like tired of ideas, they should just start making them older. Just like every season they get like
Yeah,
a year older.
that that would work. Like they should have just done that. But it's supposed to like reflect the nuclear American family that doesn't exist that much anymore anyway. Like
Yeah.
it was very common in the 90s. It's not as common nowadays, especially on TV. People don't.
Yeah, every time I watch a
Uh,
show, either like the parents are divorced or like they separated and live in
yeah,
different areas. The kids hate their
yeah,
parents. The parents are
yeah.
awful.
Even the dynamics there, like especially. when like not that divorce wasn't an option, but like it wasn't as common. You had a lot more families like that where it doesn't actually click. They kind of love each other, but not they like hate
Yeah,
each
not
other at the
really.
same time. Like nowadays, people just get divorced. Like
Yeah, the
Mark and
divorce rate's
Homer would have been
insane.
divorced
It's
like 20 years
crazy.
ago.
I'm like, you
And
guys, like,
only
why?
80% of it is because people get married when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
The other 20% is people don't bother trying.
Yeah, it's like, look, if you don't get married unless you're fully sure. Have all these
I'm
conversations, wait 2 years, have more serious conversations. Just, gosh, like, don't rush into it. It's okay.
life values. You can't be like a hardcore liberal and marry a hardcore conservative. That's
Just
not gonna
doesn't
work.
work.
You're gonna get to a point where one of you wants to have kids. How do you raise the kids? That's not gonna work. You need to have those conversations. And then you have the other side of it. Both of you really want to, you can make it work. Like that's something that you realize like as long as you have reasonably similar values and both of you want to be together and you are actually willing to work on the relationship,
Yeah,
you
not
will
spot
like
on.
it works.
Hmm. Yeah, because I'm
I
seeing
think
people.
COVID got everyone into a spot where they had to think about these things, and
Yeah,
a lot of people just got used to being miserable, and you shouldn't get used to being miserable. If it's not
yeah.
working, do something.
Damn,
Trust the
deep,
person.
getting deep, Ricardo. It's sad though, because just like it's you life, you can't really like redo things. So when people rush into
Yeah,
this now, they've I wouldn't say they wasted it, but like maybe they were going on a different path. They thought the future was gonna be this way. Now it's not. So now they have to go through the whole cycle of divorce and find someone new and then get married again and then I'm like, damn, like now you're old, so it's not gonna be easy for you. You're gonna have to deal with that. Or you might find someone who already has a kid and that changes the dynamic of everything. So
that is a lot harder because then,
yeah.
like, even to get started, because then you're not just dating the person, you're dating the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
And
you're
they might
serious about it, right?
mm-hmm.
If you're there just to like have some casual, then maybe you don't care, right?
Yeah.
But if you actually want to get to know the person, you get to know the kids as well, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe a blessing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Did we touch on all the points you wanted to bring up? I know you were.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
Yes.
something else that actually came to my mind, but that's
Yeah.
something we should probably invite Callum over again.
By
It's
who?
a follow up to a conversation we had with Callum Upton like 3 years ago
Oh yeah. Oh
on the
yeah.
scam
Callum.
MMOs. So,
Mm-hmm.
have you been following the recent development?
I've not
Um,
actually. Yeah, send me it. It's been.
what was it called again?
I don't know.
MMO.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember what it was called. Um, what's the name of the game?
Oh, did you see
Even came
recently there
out.
was
Ashes
someone?
of Creation.
Oh
Ashes of
yeah.
Creation is the name of the game. So it
Okay.
came out and then it just shut down.
No,
Apparently they
no, we
didn't
did
pay
not.
people.
Oh.
They didn't pay the developers for their last month.
Oh my gosh. Why? Oh, don't want that. No, that's a
Yeah.
shame, dude. I'm not. Why do people not pay the? Dude, I saw somewhere. It was a podcast. Some guy who worked in Blizzard. He, someone higher up brought him to the room and was like, "All right, this is like the bottom line. Like this is where Overwatch has to make. They have to make this amount of money. If not, everyone is losing their job, and it's gonna be on your head. Now go
Oh,
out
that's
there and make."
the worst kind of like I have no like
I'm
there
like,
is a
what?
healthy level of pressure that's not a healthy level of pressure.
That's insane. I'm like, look, that's why games aren't good. Like I get they have to make money. We all understand that. But it seems like in the last couple of years we've learned that when you make a game out of passion, love, and for it to be fun, it ends up making the money that you've always been shooting for. So stop
Every
telling people.
time uh, some small group of people comes up with an idea and has passion, it becomes mainstream, and as long as they are reasonably skilled and actually dedicated and trust the process, all that, it comes out and people love it, right? And it like that's another issue. So like going back to Don't Make WoW, right? You, there are different levels of success. If you have a multi-million-dollar company, like think about a Disney movie nowadays, right? They spend like $100 million to make it, and like 200 million in marketing. 300 million is their break-even point.
That's ridiculous.
You're
300.
by yourself. You just need to make a salary. You don't need to make $1 million. That's what I felt with my game as well. Like when I get back to it, I'm gonna sell it for like $5. Who cares? I just want to say I sold something on Steam. Like it's not like especially if you're making it as a hobby and it's not gonna be your actual profession.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like it's extra income. It's bonus cash. If you need it to make a living, then yeah, like okay, you probably just get freelance work while you do that game and like help other people with their games. But
Dude,
yeah, like
I'm looking at
with
Ashes of Creation on Steam. It's sad. The
uh,
game, people are pissed.
of course, the crazy thing that happened is that they took the game offline
And they didn't
before
refund
Steam
anyone.
paid them. No, so it was before Steam had paid them. So Steam just withheld the funds.
Oh, so now it's Steam that's like stealing.
So it's on Steam. They're gonna refund, but like they're giving the devs an opportunity probably to like take the game back online or just click the button that says refund, right? Basically, Steam hasn't paid them yet, and like they're using that as an excuse to say, "Oh, that's why we haven't paid our developers." But there was apparently there was a clause in their contract that said no money from Steam can go to pay developers because the guy
Dude,
had a
it's
mortgage and had to pay for the
crazy.
mortgage. Like crazy things like that. Well, we'll know a lot more, and like there are 25,000 lawsuits going on. Like the devs are suing the makers of the game, like the makers are suing like the both shareholders,
Oh my
the
god.
board that was supposed to not exist. The guy always said there is no board. I'm doing it on my own. Like I don't have to answer to anyone except when things went south. And he said, "Oh no, there's a board. They're taking over."
Oh my god. Dude, it's crazy, bro. They said that they would refund everyone if the game does not launch. Oh my
And
god.
legally, it launched though. Came out. You could play it for a month. Was $500 for our early access.
What? Oh my god. Everybody's posting it, but yeah, you're right. It did launch.
Technically, the
Dude.
truth is like these things will stop when like people get together in class action. Like, you need to have a single person is not gonna sue because like realistically
Dude, this was all like
that's the
20
big
days
thing.
ago too. It's so soon.
Yeah, it just happened. Like what's gonna happen right now, the issue is Steam is involved, so Valve is gonna sue them, and that's gonna be a different beast. Not gonna be a bunch of random that like got the game on Kickstarter. It's gonna be the biggest, realistically the biggest the most profitable game company ever.
Oh my god.
On
Even
another, speaking of
Asmongold played
lawsuits,
it.
did you see that? Yeah, did you see that Nintendo is losing their lawsuits against Power World?
I I predicted that. I think I was telling people I was like I think what happened was they lost or there was something that came up and it was a little bit wonky and it seemed like it was gonna be Power was gonna win. And it was something I don't even think Power was trying to win, but it just came up and I was like, "Ooh, this is not good." I think Nintendo opened up a can of worms where they're attacking Power World and now they're gonna actually lose more than if they just like kept quiet and let Power World do what they
Exactly.
did.
I
And
think they
that's
lost
what's happening.
the copyright on like catching monsters with a ball or something like that
Damn.
ridiculous.
Dude, there's another game that's like Power World, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh! You can throw cards and you can catch them with cards. So now
Like
it's
they
over. Like,
wanted to copyright the idea of having summons, but then like you have Final Fantasy that came out 10 years earlier, and it
dude,
has
that's
that.
crazy that they're losing that. I knew it. I just had a feeling. I was like, Nintendo, I think you're
I'm
being dumb
hoping
here.
this reopens the can of worms that is the Nemesis system.
Oh my god.
Like people
No, I
need
think
to
didn't someone
realize you
buy it?
cannot copyright. You
Yeah,
cannot copyright a game mechanic.
yeah, it's so
Like
dumb.
if people are doing your thing better than you, it's your fault. Just do it better.
I think someone bought it though, right? Somebody bought Warner Brothers,
Well, it's probably Disney.
and so then they could technically pull it out of the grave and make games with it.
Yeah, because that's the craziest thing. Like, I think that's one of the problems like Nintendo was facing with some of those copyright claims that they weren't using the copyright. So like, yeah, or they. And one thing that's crazy about this lawsuit, like, how can you retroactively copyright something? If someone starts making something today, and in 2 years I copyright that thing, too late.
Yeah, there should also be a rule for that where it's like, hey, if you can show that you were developing before the copyright was made, then you can like avoid that clause.
Exactly. Like you invested millions for years. and I'm already against like the concept of copyright. That's a different
Okay, no,
conversation.
same. I mean, like, I, I also think it ruins creativity. Like, there are people who want to make Star Wars stories, but because they can't make a little bit of money off of it, they don't end up making
Exactly.
it. And it's like, just let them do it. And like maybe
And
they
like
have a system where they can give you like 10% so you
you
make some
just
money.
you just don't get to say you own Star Wars. You don't get to say you're George Lucas. It already is a thing.
Yeah. So, and then at some points become open to the public anyways. I know there's like loopholes around that where companies can keep their, but like once it does become open, anybody can make it. So like, why don't you just let it happen now? But yeah,
It's like the the Winnie the Pooh became a public domain like what 5 years ago or something. And then you had what was it called? Something in Honey, where Winnie the Pooh was a killer bear. Did you see that one come out?
no, I have
I'm
not.
surprised they haven't done that with Mickey as well, because like the original design of Mickey became public domain like
Yeah.
last year or something like that. Takes a while to make those, so we'll see.
Oh snap. Yeah. I can't believe it all. There's now I'm seeing like a bunch of things on the YouTube and I want to watch it all and see what the hell happened.
Yeah, I'm not following it too closely, but I do listen to some
Yeah,
commentators.
damn, I
'Cause,
didn't know there's all that crap
yeah,
going on. Dude, the game community can get messy, man. People will be doing stupid stuff.
yeah.
Like, how can you, dude, people were backing it for $150, 270. Like,
It was a $500 tier.
that's ridiculous to me, dude. And now it's
I
just
think they
gone.
made
Like,
like
imagine.
$5 or $6 million. That was like the biggest Kickstarter ever.
It's ridiculous, dude.
I think their goal was 750,000.
Yeah.
They said the game was already funded. Don't worry,
The
and
game was already, yeah, it's,
they quote unquote ran out of money. So look at that. I mean, it's quite straightforward. Riot is making an MMO, and like they're pushing it back, and it's taking a while. Riot Games is like one of the biggest developers. Like, look at the successful MMOs that came out in the past 10 years that haven't been canceled. You have
not many. Let's see.
Final Fantasy 14,
Oh, yeah.
and that's it.
I thought you were going to say at least two more.
I mean, there's
What
I
about
think
Where the Winds
BDO
Meet?
came out. Don't know that one.
Oh, you should
I mean,
definitely try it out. I really like that
there's
game a
there's
lot.
there's one that's actually very good, and it goes against all of my life tenants. It's Albion Online, and they made
Albion?
WoW. Albion Online.
I mean, okay, I heard that one. But no,
It's a
definitely check out Where the
very
Winds
good
Meet, dude.
game.
I think you'll really like it. It's a really cool game. Open MMO.
Where the winds meet.
Yeah, I played a lot of it. I'm waiting for more stuff to come out before I play more.
I mean, technically, No Man's Sky is an MMO as well.
Okay, I played
That
some of
was
that.
a problematic when it came out. Uh, you said it's very good right now. Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
Albion is very fun.
it's actually really
Albion
fun.
feels a lot like RuneScape as well. It even has a mobile client. You have a lot of gathering. It's full on PvP with. It has like different tiers. It did the whole quote unquote hardcore PvP really well. You have like green zones where like people can't attack you. You have yellow zones where you don't lose your stuff. You have red zones when you start losing your stuff. But it is very much inspired in those old MMOs where you had like full loot PvP. Um, was full loot death actually? Like you lose items if you die to anything, right?
Yeah.
Uh, RuneScape was like that when I started playing. You had 30 seconds to get back to your stuff before people could get it. It was a very, very adrenaline pumping. Now we have 15 minutes, and if you don't, you just pay some cash and you get your stuff.
You're like, oh well, I don't want to do that. It sounds like a mobile game.
That, yeah, I mean, I don't have enough time to rebuild. You disconnect and now you lose your stuff. Fun, right? I see
Sounds like
people
my
lose.
Fallout 76 experience when it first came out. I can't believe that game is still around though. I mean, hey, they added a bunch of content. Except there are people paying $100 a month for their like season pass or whatever or battle pass, and people were buying it.
Crazy,
I have a friend
crazy that
who's
you
like
can make
massive amount of money spent in that game. I was like, bro, what? Fallout 76? Like, no. But hey, teach their own.
I mean, it's a fun franchise. It's a fun world to be
I do
in.
love Fallout. I do.
I do need to catch up on the series, though.
Have you seen all the new episodes at all?
I haven't seen the first season. I saw the first one, but it requires a state of mind that I haven't been in a while, which is willing to watch a
Okay.
drama.
I think you should get in that state of mind and check it out. Well, what kind of state of mind do you need?
Uh,
Like, you need like what? Yeah, like what do you need?
I mainly watch comedies because I just need rest.
It's kind of a comedy.
I'm watching Scrubs. I had never seen Scrubs. I just finished the
I
first
mean,
season
yeah,
yesterday.
I'm not knocking it, but like, come on, Scrubs. You could do it. You could definitely follow. It is a little bloody and gory, but like,
I
it's
want to
fun.
rewatch Dexter. Actually, been seeing a lot of recommendations on vlogs on like Dexter in general, and there's New Blood and the follow up that has a different name as well.
I haven't seen
That
it.
I might want to catch up.
Yeah, might as well check it out. I heard it's really good.
The first few seasons are great. Realistically, the only season I don't like of the original show is the last one.
That's a shame.
Got the plot got way too convoluted.
Hmm.
Like one of my favorite seasons is season 7, which is like the second to last.
Yeah. Usually the second last
Works
is
really
really
well.
good because they're setting
Or
up for the
no,
final, and then
no,
like the
I think
setup
it
is
has
amazing.
9 seasons.
No,
I
still.
love the fourth, but I have well, everyone loves the fourth season, but it's for the same reasons I love the fourth season of How I Met Your Mother. It's the season that was airing when I started catching up to it, so I watched it come out live.
Mm, that makes sense. You
I
were getting
got to the end, I got the cliffhanger, and I had to wait 8 or 9 months to watch it, and it was so good.
I would be pissed. I'm like, I caught up just to be stuck at a cliffhanger. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy actually because that's the issue I had with Naruto. Like I watched like 100 plus episodes, like multiple a day for a few months. I caught up. It's a little, well, quite similar to what happened with Walking Dead. Like I just couldn't be bothered to go back to it. I couldn't wait. With Naruto, just a week was enough for me to lose interest. And the
Yeah.
first season of The Walking Dead ended. I was like, oh,
Like these shows
yeah,
are
no. And then
good.
next year there's a new one. I never got back to it.
These shows are
Didn't
good, but it's
bother
just like
watching the premiere.
I guess it wasn't good enough to keep me like coming back. I feel like they have a lot of shows to be honest. Like I'll actually start some of them. I'm like, I like it. I just don't really care to finish it. I
I watched the first season of a show called Mike and Molly.
okay. Sounds like a very adult show. A
Eh,
very like yeah.
With what's her name? It's her breakout role.
Not sure.
What's her
Where are
name?
we at?
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
It was her. I think it was her breakout role. It was the first time I saw her.
Okay.
It was like a sitcom about an overweight couple and like getting to know each other and
Yeah, sounds like
had a lot of
America.
problems. Was was like a cop.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was cute, but
Okay.
not as cute as like what is it called? Mad About You, for instance.
Yeah.
Mad About You is fun.
Okay.
And they have a dog.
Nice. I haven't seen that one too. I'm assuming these are all the shows you watch for your wife. She
Not
loves
just
these.
that. Like I watched Mad About You on my own, and then we
Okay.
watched it with
Okay.
her.
All right. I
Uh,
see you.
Mike and Molly was before I met her. Mike and Molly came out. I want to say it was the year it started streaming CBS in Brazil. It was the fourth season of Dexter was airing as well because I would watch that live. And so
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 2008. I was watching everything that was airing Monday nights on CBS, and then I would watch Dexter on Showtime. That's what I was doing at that time. It was fun, like, but it gets old. Like you're watching way too many series. Like it's a lot to keep track of. Like it's crazy because I used to be very good at just watching everything. Like I watched Two and a Half Men till the end. Like I saw it with Ashton Kutcher for like two or three seasons, and I quit on The Big Bang Theory. Though. It got bad, got
Big
bad
Bang Theory is
very
really
fast.
good. Actually, I've seen that one. I really enjoyed that
Oh,
one.
I can't watch it now. Like even
What?
the first few seasons that I
What?
like,
Why not?
yeah, it
What's
doesn't
going?
click anymore. I don't know. It feels like it doesn't know, like it just knows the surface level of the subject matter.
That is true. Like you think you're smart, but like it's just all the, like
Yeah,
the big buzzwords, and it's like, is he really smart? Are they
yeah.
even like intelligent?
I started disliking anything that's supposed to have like genius characters as well, because like it's either coming out like as not genius at all. It's just like a regular intelligent person, like
Well, also I've
or
started to
even
realize that
average
people really
intelligent.
like intelligence to them is someone who just like knows a lot of facts,
It's
or like
magic.
went through like a good
Like
amount of schooling, even if the schooling was all like
think about
BS.
Sherlock.
Yeah,
Like Sherlock, it's not actual deduction. Like it's just magic.
it
Like
is
it's
just
mind
yeah.
reading.
It, mm-hmm. Thank you.
Like it's a massive plot hole, and in truth, it's a bunch of writers that want to pretend they're super smart, so they're quote unquote writing smart characters.
Dang, somebody's got it. We might have to make that topic of next episode. I think we should
I mean,
probably close off
I
here.
hate writers.
Yeah, no, yeah, that'll be the next episode title. But yeah, we gotta see a challenge. People make card games, design a card rule. That'd be pretty cool. What are you thinking, Ricardo?
An interesting thing because yeah, make a card game or just find something that you
Because
want
I
to
feel like
get
making
good
card
at.
games like making WoW. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, just find something you want to get better at
Oh, okay. Elden
and
Ring
trust
style,
the
the Dark
process.
Souls. Yeah,
Don't think you're gonna be good right away.
and you won't be.
Enjoy being bad.
Be
You
very
might
bad.
never be good,
Yeah, in fact, you might
but
never. No, I'm just kidding. You'll get good at some point. And if anything, you always have
even if you
AI to help you
don't,
out if you're not good. It'll just supplement your bad skills with your
yeah,
actual good skills.
exactly. I never made a one for my game, but ChatGPT did.
Yeah, now it's there. Yay. Yeah, do something. Do in fact the most impossible thing you think you can't do, and then see what happens.
Don't expect to be good from the start. Just trust the
Just
process.
don't make WoW though. That's off the table.
To be fair, not even Blizzard can make WoW good anymore.